Hello, and welcome to Roofers Coffee Shop RLW, Read, Listen, Watch. Thank you so much for being here today. And we are honored to welcome Malia Evans and Rick Mossholder from WTI today to talk about the apprenticeship program. Very excited. You are going to love this RLW today. But first, let's do a few housekeeping items. My name is Heidi Ellsworth. I am an RCS partner and will be moderating this RLW today. All attendees will be muted, but feel free to ask questions or comment in the comment area of your webinar panel. At the end of the webinar, we will have a Q&A segment where we will gather your questions and share them with our guests. This webinar is being recorded and will be available online to view, listen, or read if you would like to share it with your other friends in the roofing industry. So let's get started. Thank you so much for being here today. And I would like to introduce Malia Evans, who is going to tell us a little bit about herself and what she does with WTI.
Good afternoon. I'm so excited to be a part of this podcast today, and just wanted to thank everyone for taking time out to listen to us and about our program here with Weatherproofing Technologies. Again, my name is Malia Evans. I've been with Weatherproofing Technologies, Trimco, now for 20 years. I'm currently the Quality Resources Coordinator. I've worked within WTI in different divisions. I've worked with the GC, General Contracting Group, also as a program manager, doing different project management things within our group. Currently, I work with the recruiting resources, helping with our hourly workers, getting our roofers on board, also making sure that we are advertising in different markets that we currently need work and we are looking for employees at, and also help with the facilitation of different social programs within Weatherproofing Technologies and Trimco.
You know, Malia, I've been working with you for a while, and that list is I am always amazed at how much you do and how much a lot of the WTI employees do, not only their own jobs, but getting involved in these great initiatives. And one of those is Rick, I just found out. And Rick is going to introduce himself and what he does at Trimco.
Thanks, Heidi, and good afternoon, everybody. As Malia said, we're just really excited to be here today and talk to all of you about our program. Myself, I've been with Trimco and WTI for going on 17 years. I probably started in this industry when I was in high school, working for my dad. He owned a small business where we did a lot of residential roofing, siding, and windows, and so I had a lot of experience working for him, probably as very cheap labor. But it really gave me a good handle on the industry, and here I am, so many years later, working here at Trimco and WTI. Here I provide a lot of oversight to some of our business support functions in the company, namely our proposal department. I take care of all of our licensing nationwide, involved with our quality management system. And I also provide oversight for the program we're about to talk to you about today, which is our apprenticeship program.
Excellent. You guys always have a lot on your plate, but today we're going to be talking apprenticeship. But before we get there, Malia, I don't know if everyone knows who WTI is. So maybe you could share some of the overall who Weatherproofing Technologies is and how it works.
Okay, yeah, absolutely. Weatherproofing Technologies is actually a subsidiary of Trimco. And then Trimco is also a subsidiary of RPM, which is Republic Powered Metals. So we all work collectively together to do wonderful and amazing things. WTI is actually works with the general contracting, and we do the roofing services portion of the division of Trimco. Currently, we are licensed in all 50 states. to do and perform work for general contracting and roofing services. And we have roughly over about 600 roofing employees within our group. So we expand across the entire U.S. and we're a pretty good and big group.
You know, one of the things, and a little note here about WTI and some of the work that you do is I know that you have done a lot of really large stadiums. So maybe just real quick, I know there's one that you had mentioned to me before that was near and dear to your heart, but maybe you can talk to us a little bit about the Detroit Lions.
Sure. You mean Ford Field, I'm sorry, in Michigan, correct?
Yes.
Yes, in Detroit, Michigan. Yes, that's one of our big jobs that we have done. Actually, if some of our listeners wanted to take a look and go on YouTube, they actually have some of the work that we performed on there, a nice little sample of what we do. So if you want to take time out to go and take a look at that particular job, and there's a couple of other different videos on YouTube if you kind of want to see what we do and how we perform it, that our listeners can go ahead on and take a look. I think that they would be thoroughly impressed on just the safety and the way that we do things on these particular jobs. So yeah, they have to see it firsthand, I would say. I don't think I could give it enough justice just speaking about it.
That is cool. And I think that, that's just kind of makes, being in roofing, we're so proud of these jobs that are out there. And with 600 employees, I know how hard you work, Malia, on recruiting and bringing folks in. You're seeing a lot out there in the industry. So maybe can you tell us a little bit about what you're seeing with the labor shortage?
You would think, right? You would think that 600 is enough, but it isn't. We want to make sure that we're making a difference and changing lives and making a difference across, this whole country, right? We don't ever want to stop recruiting and getting good people to come and work for this company. But what we're actually seeing at this point is just within the trade itself of roofing and roofers of an aging workforce, right? So just as Rick explained about who he was and how he came to be with this company, is that he worked for his dad, right? So when he was a teenager. So most people and most people in this industry start off very young. So now they're reaching an age where they're ready to retire. They're ready to go and do other things and just relax the rest of their days, which could be as very young or it could be old. But at this point, we're looking at a workforce that's aging and just is ready to retire. Another thing is that, years back, there was a push for college, where a lot of high schools, a lot of different schools were just pushing the importance of college and not pushing the importance of trades, not only in our trades of roofing, but in electricians and plumbing, just overall hands-on type positions that you don't necessarily have to go to college for. And because of this push, it kind of left a void open within the market, and especially in the roofing market. There are a lot of lack, believe it or not, across the U.S., which they're starting to grow a little bit more, right? You're starting to see a little bit on Good Morning Americas and, different companies and websites that they're pushing more for vocational. So a lot of states are starting to adapt more, coming back to vocational schools, but there's definitely a lack across the U.S. of trade schools, even post-trade schools, where even after kids graduate, where they can go and learn trades. So we're not getting those type of students coming out wanting to do, roofing or construction type work. Overall, it's the reputation that the position of roofing has experienced. Sometimes when you say roofer, it comes across as a dirty word, right? That it's a dirty type job. You're going to be hot all the time. You're going to be, filthy. You're putting down hot tar. It's too hard of work, the heights. Where it really isn't that way anymore, right? So we have actually come around to many different things. And just as an added note with weatherproofing technologies, we don't put down hot tar, right? So we can expand your mind of what roofing really is about. But typically that's what's happening, is that we go different places and the word roofer is almost like a curse word, right? The lack of interest just in working outdoors. A lot of people, and sometimes with the millennials coming up, they are, and I think it goes hand in hand with another keynote of technology. They're more interested in what they can do with a tablet, developing apps, an industry of where technology is taking over. So a lot of people don't want to be outside or do the trade or go on hikes. So we're seeing a wide range of different reasons why we are having a little bit of issues getting our recruitment up for particular positions.
Yeah, and technology is such a part of this next generation that really they want to see technology, which I know we're going to talk about in a little bit, that you are really doing that. But before we get there, I'd also like to just talk a little bit more about those millennials and Gen Zs. I've been doing a lot of research in that way. And one of the most important things that they are calling out is mentorship. And you guys do an amazing job of that along with onboarding. So maybe, Malia, can you talk a little bit about how that works at WTI?
Oh, definitely. WTI, we strive to be where we're involved with our employees. Mentor is one part of everything that we try to make sure that we are to our employees. Weatherproofing and Technologies and Trimco, we pride ourselves on, even though that we're a big company, that we like for everyone to feel that they're a part of our company. We strive to make you feel that you're at home. You spend most of your time with people that you work with. So we want to make sure that you're enjoying it. We want to make sure that you're getting along. We want to make sure that you're feeling a part of the group. So one of our ways of that, we make sure that we make people feel included and we mentor the people that come on board with us, is just teaching them the trade, teaching them what they need to know, and step by step with them all the way, that they have a partner in it, showing them how to do it the Weatherproofing Technologies Trimco way. We try to influence them. We listen to their needs. We have ongoing communications with them as far as no one is too big or too small within our company. It's not just a roofer. You're a roofer who has a big part within our company and can talk to anyone within our company. Again, our president of our company even has an open door policy that if you have questions for him or to speak to him, he's got an open door policy that you can. Everybody's always willing to help, to communicate. We want everyone to feel that this is the next best place they want to be besides home. They're a part of a team, and they're a part of a value team, and we are all team players. That's one of the things we strive for. That's one of the things that is pushed for us to make sure that we all succeed. We like them to feel that their ideas are important to us, right? So we keep engaged with, we use our inside employees to also work, and we'll explain that a little bit more when we get into the apprentice program, but we use inside employees that work inside that have relationships with the field that work outside, right? Just so that they can feel that they're a whole part of the company as a whole.
That's excellent. And, all of these things are so important as you're bringing young people in. So let's get to what you're doing right now with this apprenticeship program that I really feel is going to make a huge difference in the industry. And Rick, I'd love it if you would take the lead and talk to us about this new program.
Sure thing, Heidi. Thank you. We'll just get into some nuts and bolts of the program and some specifics, just so everybody has a good understanding of how this program works. But initially, and as Malia has alluded to in some of these past slides, this apprenticeship program, we really established it to train and educate our workforce so that we could create more knowledgeable trades workers, really to, go out into the industry and better our industry altogether. What really started out as an exercise to create and enhance our internal training quickly morphed into the idea that, wow, we could probably see if we could register this as an apprenticeship program with the U.S. Department of Labor. And we put one foot in front of the other, and that's what ended up happening. So as I mentioned before, our program requires 4,000 on-the-job training hours, and it's registered by the U.S. Department of Labor and recognized in all 50 states and U.S. territories. There are 392 related instruction hours, as we discussed, which exceeds the federal 288 hours that's required. And again, we did that because we just wanted to make sure that we're providing our apprentices with, really trying to go above and beyond with providing them with as much knowledge and information as we possibly could. The program, again, it's accredited by our education partner, which is the University of Akron, located here in Akron, Ohio. They have been fantastic working with us to get this program up and running. They were completely on board from the beginning, and they really understand how important the trades are to our society. And being accredited, having this program accredited, it provides these young people, these apprentices who are coming through, a chance to earn college credit. So when they finish the program, if they choose to further their education or, keep going for a 2-year, 4-year degree, what have you, they already have some of those college credit hours in the bank already earned, so they can, keep going if they wish. The apprentice certificate never expires, so the apprentice will always have it for as long as they choose to work in the industry. Nobody can ever take that away from them. And the most unique identifier about our program that I think everybody could relate to is when these apprentices come into our program, there are no out-of-pocket costs for them, which truly makes this program unique. Everything from the classroom work, the courses, they're being paid while they're going through this training. There's nothing out of pocket for them at all.
That, I think, is so important. And that's not just for whether it's young people or at any age, but especially for young people who are going into this program. That is such a great thing for the parents. And being one, I really think this is something that parents need to understand too, kind of going back to what Malia said, that there is this reputation of roofing, but actually it is an amazing career. And you are providing that entry level right here. So Rick, tell us just a little bit more about the nuts and bolts, exactly what these apprentices can expect.
Absolutely. So as we mentioned before, those 4,000 OJT hours, we've chosen to take sort of a phased approach and kind of break those down into 4 separate phases, which consist of 1,000 hours per phase. Within each of those phases, you have those 392 online and classroom hours sort of divided up evenly between those phases. So over the course of the entire program, we're estimating it's going to take, with all the OJT hours and classroom work, probably somewhere between 3 and 4 years to complete. As far as the classroom and related instruction hours go, about half of those come from our internal program here, which we've dubbed Trumco University, and the other half would be provided by our accrediting partner, the University of Akron. With the Trumco University platform that we have here in-house, it's an educational system that's delivered completely online and electronically to all of our apprentices, so they can access it wherever they live, within the United States. Each phase consists of about 12 to 15 courses with a assessment at the end, which they would take and would require to have a C or better. And some of these internal coursework, it focuses on, as Malia mentioned earlier, safety is a big push for us. We lead with safety. There's product knowledge. There are courses on tools and how they're to be used, and roof systems. So it really encompasses quite a bit of information, but broken up into those 4 phases really helps the apprentice get through those in sort of a stepped approach. Likewise, the University of Akron, the coursework that the apprentices would take with them, there are 5 courses they would take over the course of their entire apprenticeship. Again, those are all online as well. They introduce the apprentice to different concepts in our industry, such as estimating, inspection, building materials. And again, like with our Trumco University, it's all about the ease of access, right? These courses can be taken on any platform, whether it's your phone, tablet, computer. Even if an apprentice is, needs to go into a public library and access the information and log on, that's a possibility as well. So we really wanted to make it as easy as possible for them to be able to get through the program, at their own pace, but taking away all the barriers that we were able to as well.
Well, and the fact that you are doing all of this online and really kind of utilizing the newer technologies has to be appealing to a lot of the young people who are coming out, that they can, like you said, do it anywhere, anytime, right?
Yeah, absolutely. I'm sure it's no secret, a lot of the younger generation coming out, they're very computer savvy, and it's one of the most popular ways that they can learn.
Well, I have to tell you, when I was I've been talking to a couple people about this program, and when I talked to them about the technologies, they were pretty excited and had no idea that this kind of stuff was being used in roofing. And I think another part of it too that gets them excited is the fact that, like Malia said earlier, so many kids were pushed to go into college, but so many just want to work with their hands. They have talents and skills, but they also want that recognition of being certified. So you've done that. Can you talk a little bit about this?
Yeah, so really the certification process, we really just kind of bring it all together. We've already, we track all their OJT hours for them. So once we gather that data together, we'll have all their coursework as well and transcripts from the University of Akron. And, as long as everything is, up to date with the C or better, we'll gather all that up and we'll send that package into the Department of Labor, where they will review it on an individual basis. And once approved, the apprentice will receive their certificate directly from the U.S. Department of Labor. And it's really almost as simple as that.
To have that kind of certificate that a young person can, call home about, or anybody, I don't care what age you are, to be able to say, hey, I'm certified, that I think that goes a long ways.
Absolutely.
So kind of moving on, Malia, who are you looking for? Who can apply for this? How does this, how do they get going?
Well, again, we're on the websites that currently we are on. With Coffee Shop, we're on Indeed. We are on our own platform at trimcoroofing.com/careers. I think you're going to show that for everyone at the end. There are different ways that we get our message out there. And then also, referrals from our employees, right? That's sometimes the best way, is when other people within the company are talking about your company. I myself am a referral. Came from a referral. So it's basically, we are looking for anyone who wants to work and wants to work hard, right? And not hard in meaning like labor-wise, but just wants an opportunity to be with a good company, to start a career with a good company. I don't say job. We don't just look for you to come to your job every day. We really want to be involved and get a person that is ready to make this a career. You don't need any experience at all, no experience to come aboard. We are looking for the person who doesn't even know how to use a caulk gun to the most 30-year experienced roofer, right? Across the board, we're looking for, even with the experience, maybe they want to try something new, try a new company, change their field of study. that they're working on right now at their company. We have excellent opportunities to move up within weatherproofing technologies Trimco. And we're not just saying that they're just going to stay there as a roofer. Our program is also designed for us. We want the type of people who are willing to learn, because we're willing to train, right? And a step-by-step training, as Rick explained within the apprentice program, you have someone walking with you hand in hand, right? We go to different vocational and trade schools, both post-education and then also in high school through this, and then also through Skills USA, which Skills USA is basically a program that goes into schools, high schools, and teaches them different trades, construction trades, also like plumbing trades, things like that. They are a big push for trades, and a great partner that we've partnered ourselves with to try to build up our workforce. Restored Citizens, that's actually one of our new initiatives. It's always been, a part of who we are. Restored citizens are those who may have been incarcerated for one reason or another, and just looking for a new start, a new opportunity, a second chance to just do something great and to get with a great company. And like I said before, nothing is too big or too small. We want to be a company that believes in people. So when you are just believing in yourself and starting and applying with us and starting work here, that you become a part of our family. We have a family mentality and work ethic around here. And then we also are just looking for people who just want a different career. They may have been in their career for the past 10 years, 20 years, and just want to do something different for the rest of their lives or the entirety of career and make another career choice. So again, we're looking for people who are interested in building a career, interested in working for a positive and great company, who believes in their employees, who supports their employees, the advancement of their employees, teaching their employees. I can go on for days about how wonderful weatherproofing technologies in Trimco is, but, I think the proof is in the pudding. So just our listeners, if, just listening to us right now, want something different and want to see what we're about, we invite you to just come take a look at everything that we offer with our company, and we can show you great things within our company, I believe.
Well, and Malia, we have worked really hard on showing a lot of that on Roofers Coffee Shop too. You've helped us. We've had articles on employees both inside and outside. So there's a lot. I mean, you've done a lot to really get that culture out there.
Yeah, we believe in our culture, right? Again, it doesn't go unnoticed, again, that I said that I've been here for 20 years, and Rick sits here and he says that he's had 17 years of experience. We started in different phases with the company and have moved throughout. So that's just what I want to explain to our listeners and to people out there who are looking just for a new opportunity and something interesting to do. Roofing is not the same anymore. As I explained, we're not just putting hot tar down. We're doing coatings. We're doing re-roofs, things that are going into the next generation, right? And I think the stigma just has to be taken off of what the definition of a roofer is.
And people even, I think sometimes they just don't know what to expect going into the roofing industry, and they just, sometimes we lose people because they maybe are not treated with respect. But I know that as part of this apprenticeship program, you are really big on onboarding and making sure that that's done correctly and that everybody feels welcome. So, why don't you just kind of hit that point one more time before the end of this RLW?
Oh, absolutely. We definitely believe that, especially like Rick said, we lead with safety. Our main thing with our employees to make sure that they return home how they came to work. We want to make sure that their safety. We have a zero tolerance policy for there not being safety. We take every single effort and initiative to ensure the safety of our employees. That's our number one concern, and making sure that our employees feel comfortable and they are in a safe environment. That is our main concern. We try to, again, boost strong communications with our field. We constantly have encouraging different texts that go out to our entire field. And we try to make sure that our employees know that not only can they talk to their own team out in the field, but again, have a resource inside that in the office if they have different questions, down to how do they just put in their expenses. Nothing is too small. No question is too big. We really try to push communication with our employees. The sponsor, again, the sponsor is a part of our apprentice program. We actually have people who work in our corporate office who are teamed up with each apprentice, and each apprentice has their own sponsor that they can call on, like how do I log in, down to, hey, I was having trouble with this particular question. Hey, it was going kind of slow. Just different things to help them move through the process. And then also, if they haven't been doing their work on there for some reason, we call and encourage them. We call and tell them, hey, notice that you haven't been working on your module. How can, did you need any help? Are there any questions? We try to stay engaged with our employees. So that sponsor program that we have developed within our apprenticeship program definitely helps to make the employee feel welcomed, to feel engaged, to feel a part of the team. Our technology, over the past couple of years, have boosted our technology to a different level, down to how we quote things, how we look at our roofs are done through tablets, Chromebooks. We've got iPads, iPhones that they use to even put in their time, call in their time, report expenses. We've been doing a lot with technology to make sure that we are definitely in the industry, that we're taking a part of what technology is taking place in the world today. So we try to stay as up to date and try to push new initiatives as possible, just like with our apprentice program, doing it online, because we know ever-changing that people just don't want to sit in a classroom or learn in a classroom. So just being able for them to do it at their own pace through their computers, through their laptops, is second to none. And then just our benefits in general. Our benefits also show how much we are engaged and want to make sure that our employees are taken care of. Again, with no experience, we start off at $16 an hour, and if worked at a full-time, that's roughly about $33,000 a year. Starting out, kids coming out of high school could be making that, right? We also offer benefits to our hourly employees, maybe some who do not get the 40 hours a week, but they're still eligible for benefits, and not at back-breaking prices that are going on right now, right? They're very comparable, and they get the same as anyone else, because that, again, is important to us, to make everyone feel that they are important, that no one's bigger than someone else. The other thing is we offer a wonderful 401k plan where they can start to put in money to build their own futures and their own retirements. Or in a 401k rollover, where if they were already with the company, they can roll their 401k over to our company. We also offer a program through another social program called RISE, that if these students are continuously able, and willing to study in construction and very interested in construction, or those who have been with us and say, hey, this really is my career, they can go to school with us for free, putting them through the University of Akron and studying construction. So in all, works all together to help their financial stability, right? Help them build their future, help them build their retirement going forward.
I think that when you think about that, when I was talking to my nephew over Thanksgiving, telling him about your program, he couldn't believe what was there. And so I think just that by creating this full package all the way around of really building a career, it's going to really be attractive to a lot of people. So Malia and Rick, you guys are awesome. Awesome putting this program together. And I'd like to open it up now to questions to see what people think and put some questions out there. And we have a couple that have come up. So let's start with the first one. The first one is, what if I already have a journeyman card? What happens?
Oh, we're excited. Apply now. Yeah, absolutely. If you already have a journeyman's card, that's terrific, right? We don't actually put you through the apprentice program because you already, if you can supply us with the actual card for us to, double check with the Department of Labor that it is a certified journeyman's card. From there, the only thing you would have to do is we do use a part of Trimco University as our training platform. So just with other companies and the way that they handle things, you would still have to take part of our module courses just because that is our training tool to teach our weatherproofing Trimco way. So yeah, absolutely. If you have a journeyman's card, please apply.
Love it. The next one is says your program is recognized in all 50 states. How does this work relative to existing apprenticeship programs and jurisdictional requirements of existing programs?
Well, it is true there are a handful of states where there may be some other stipulations that would apply. However, our program, it is approved by the U.S. Department of Labor. So, most, any state who it would be recognized, the certificate, the apprentice completion certificate would be recognized in any state.
Perfect. And you touched on this, Rick, a little bit, but if another question that came in, it says, if I'm interested in a long-term construction management degree, how does that work? Maybe just kind of recap that.
Sure. Well, with the apprenticeship program, as I mentioned, there are required coursework that the apprentice would complete through the University of Akron. Once they complete the program, those college credits earned, along with the accreditation that the University of Akron has given our internal training program, that will give the apprentice 17 credit hours. So if they choose to become then a quote-unquote degree-seeking employee, then all those 17 credit hours would roll right over into a few programs we have tuition reimbursement, and we also have our RISE program as well. So that, again, we encourage that. We want everyone, if that's something they choose and want for their future, to continue on with their education, we'll give them every opportunity to do that. And in most cases, we're going to help you do that with some form of reimbursement.
I have to tell you, as a parent, that sounds pretty dang good to me. That's a great way to be able to find out, first of all, if you like it, get your apprenticeship, and then be able to find out how much you love roofing. You can go on and continue. That's amazing. The next question is there a certain place I need to live to be an apprentice?
No, because we're across all 50 states and territories, you don't have to live in a particular place. Where all of our openings are currently, it might, some of our areas, because of the weather, we still take applications in those areas regardless. Whenever you come aboard, if for any reason there's like down weather or, weather is not cooperating, say sometimes in our northeast states or sometimes in our central states, where snow might be a factor. And there's opportunities to work other places while those areas are experiencing weather and may not have, a lot of work available during some of our seasons, right? But no, you don't particularly have to live in one state like we're only doing this in Florida. You can apply within any of the states for one of the positions.
And then they just may have to move or, travel to wherever the work is.
Right. Well, travel within their area. We don't ask them to go outside of where they are unless, if that's what they want to do and there's opportunity. Yes. but we mainly try to keep them as we can. Now, there may be distances that they may go, like, hey, 50 miles or, 40 miles away from their homes. But as a part of also some of the benefits that we offer is that we do reimburse for mileage. So wherever we ask you to go and you have to, travel, if it's by car for a distance, you are reimbursed at the national mileage rate for reimbursement.
Wow, that is great. So, okay, so finish it up, the call to action. We want them to apply how?
You can go to our website at www.trimcoroofing.com/careers. Again, you can look for us on Roofers Coffee Shop. We have all of our ads on Roofers Coffee Shop. There's Indeed, Craigslist, you name it, we're there. So a lot of social media, we have our own page on social media. It'll direct you on Facebook directly to our website. So there are so many avenues to go online and click and apply.
Right. So basically they want to look for the jobs in their area
Yes.
and apply to those jobs. If they don't have a job in their area, still apply because you want to visit and talk and see what can work out. Is that correct?
I would say yes, right? We don't know. I could get a call just because we don't have something. Maybe in one of the cities, I could actually get a call from a supervisor tomorrow and say, hey, I need to open up an ad in that area, right? So we specifically pay attention to where people apply, if we have openings. And then when we start, if we start to develop work and get work, we do keep, applications on file that we go to and say, oh, okay, we had a person apply when we didn't have an ad up. And especially moving into our spring and summer seasons where we do a lot of our, school works and things like that, definitely have their, applications on file for when we are ready, or just periodically checking back with us. Hey, if for some reason the ad wasn't open at that time.
Right. And if someone's willing to move, they should be looking for ads in the areas that they would like to live in and apply to those too. So there's lots of different ways.
Lots of different ways, lots of different opportunities within our company and our group.
And I want to go back too to really talk about WTI and Tremco is just such a great partner with the coffee shop, and we do have a lot of information on Roofers Coffee Shop. If they go to your directory, if they go to the classified ads, if they look, just put in a search, everyone will see all kinds of articles, other webinars, other podcasts where we're talking about this if they just want to do some research and get a bigger feel about the company overall.
Oh, definitely. I feel that we have a lot of things out on our platforms and social media. As I said, YouTube. That even if they're saying, even if they don't believe under the sounds of our voice, right, is just to go out and take a look and see what people are saying and talking about us. I think that it's very positive things out there about our company and about what we do and the work that we do. So I think also, too, just besides Rick and I explaining our programs and explaining our culture as a whole, I think that just if they want to go out and do a little research on us, they would see that this is an outstanding and great company and would want to be a part of it.
I think also, it all comes back down to one of our key, what we really believe in, and that's roofing respect.
Absolutely.
And you are all bringing huge amount of respect to the roofing industry, offering these kind of career paths, and just really bringing up the industry as a whole. And so I think any young person or any person at all who wants to make a career change, like you said, roofing is just such a great option, such a great career, and you're really making it easy for them to get in.
Yes.
That's our goal.
That's our goal.
I love it. Well, Malia and Rick, thank you so much. This has been just a great webinar, very informational. I think this is something a lot of people are going to watch for a long time as they're looking to get into roofing. And I'd like to thank all the listeners for being on the webinar today. This is part of our RLW, Read, Listen, Watch program. Please visit Roofer's Coffee Shop to learn more about WTI, about Tremco. Like I said, through their blogs, the directory. You can also view recorded webinars, podcasts, ebooks, downloads. I mean, there is all kinds of information out there. This RLW will be available on demand within the next day and will be on the RCS, so rooferscoffeeshop.com RLW page. So you'll see it at the top navigation, Read, Listen, Watch, click that. You'll find this and many other great programs that we've done that really help educate and give information about what's happening in the roofing industry. So again, thank you all for being here, and thank you everyone for attending. Have a great day.